Hey guys, Ms. Maxwell here, and today we're going to talk about dividing fractions. Let's say I wanted to find the quotient of 6 divided by 1/2. And we know that quotient is the answer to any division problem. So if I tell you to find the quotient, that means I'm telling you to find the answer to a division problem. All right, let's take a look and see how we can figure out how many halves are in 6. So let's say I do this out. Let's say I modeled this for you. So let's say I wanted to figure out how many 1/2 are in 6. All right, so this is our figure, this is our model. And this whole entire model is going to be equal to 6, right? Because I'm trying to figure out how many 1/2 can I get out of 6. So let's take a look and see how we would do this. And I'm just drawing these out because we know that 1/2 and 1/2 is going to give me 1, right? So I got to do this until I get to 6 wholes, right? So this is another half. Half. So I'm just drawing these out. Alright, so so this is our 1/2. So I want to figure out 6 divided by 1/2. So if I had to model this, this is how this will look. So it tells me I have 6 divided by 1/2. So how many 1/2 would it take me to get to 6? So let's take a look here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are 6 1/2 or 6 pieces that give me the 1/2. But how many 1/2 did it really take? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This took me 12 1/2. 12 1/2. So 6 divided by 1/2 is going to equal 12. So this is how you actually model this. But let me show you a different way to how to actually solve this without even modeling it. So for those of you who are not good with models or who are not good with breaking it down with the models, I'm going to show you how we can solve this quicker and with a few little tricks. All right, everybody know that I like chicken, right? So if you get to know me, you know that I love me some chicken. So we're going to use KFC to help us solve this fraction problem. All right, so if you can remember KFC, I promise you, you're going to remember how to divide fractions. So KFC. Our K is going to stand for keep. Keep. Our F is going to stand for flip. And our C is going to stand for change. Change. You may have learned it KCF, but for help you remember it, KFC. Keep, flip, change. And so this is exactly what this means and how we apply to this particular problem. So keep, it means I want to keep my first fraction. Keep my first fraction. So we all know anytime we have a whole number, that number is really over 1. So this is 6 over 1, right? Then I want to flip my second fraction. Flip in math terms means reciprocal, meaning we're completely just flipping it over. Our denominator now becomes our numerator, and our numerator now becomes our denominator. So this is now 2 over 1. Next, I change. I change from division to multiplication. Division to multiplication. So the funny thing is, even though we're dividing fractions, there's no division really involved in it. So let's take a look and see exactly what it is that we're doing. So 6 times 2 gives me 12. 1 times 1 gives me 1. So really, this is just saying 12. 12. 12. So 6 divided by 1/2, we still got 12. We still got 12. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. This time, what if we have 2 fractions? 2 fractions instead of a whole number and a unit fraction. What if we had 2 fractions? Let's take a look. Let's do 2/3 divided by, let's see what I want this to be. Let's do 6/7. 6/7. So 2/3 divided by 6/7 is going to give us what? Let's figure out what our box is going to look like with this one. All right, so let's go ahead and throw in my little chicken recipe here. Keep flip change. I'm going to keep my first, which is 2/3. I'm going to flip my second, which is 7/6. And I'm going to, instead of dividing, I'm going to change that division to multiplication. And then I simply multiply across. All right. 2 times 7 is going to give me what? 14. 3 times 6 is going to give me what? 18. Now the trick when it comes to fractions is we always want to make sure we simplify. Simplify means we want to try to make these top and bottom, or our numerator and our denominator, get as close to 1 as possible. So let's go ahead and see what factors can we divide both of these by to make this smaller or to decrease it in value. So let's take a look. We're going to simplify this. So let's see. 2, we can divide the top and the bottom by 2. Top and bottom by 2, right? So 14 divided by 2 is going to give me what? 7. 18 divided by 2 is going to give me 9. So 2/3 divided by 6/7 equals 7/9. Don't be confused. So if you stop here, this is right. However, you always want to simplify. You always want to simplify. So our answer actually is 7/9. Even though we got 14/18 initially, you want to make sure you always simplify. So 7/9 will be our answer to 2/3 divided by 6/7. So this was a quick recap on how to divide fractions. Don't forget, if you remember KFC is Maxwell like chicken, I promise you'll remember how to divide fractions.